Black Entrepreneurs Group. Lovely.
What's going on, everybody? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and share the video for more content. How y'all doing out there? This is week four. And today's topic, we're going to cover words hurt. Words hurt. Now, normally when you say words hurt, a lot of times people take it out of context. People think that it's more so conveyed to, or it's for people that are married, but in reality, man, it's for anyone that's in a relationship, a friendship, a marriage, or a bond with someone. Words hurt. The things that you say to people sometimes can not only backfire and become your detriment to your own relationship, friendship, marriage, or bond, but it can cause a lot of issues as far as you trying to get to know someone or be connected to a person. I know for me personally, a lot of times it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. The tones that you take with people are so important. And I'm just gonna dive right in. Some things that you should never say when you're in a friendship, relationship, marriage, or bond. And they teach you these things in premarital counseling sessions as well as life coaching counseling sessions as well, by the way. Stay away from always or never. And what I mean by that is sometimes we tend to say things like, I always be there for you, or I never leave your side. And what happens when you say those things, you become connected to the term always or never. And in reality, you're going to be tested on these things. You're going to have to go through trials and tribulations. And a lot of y'all can't seem to get through things. You know, it's one thing to go through something, but can you get through it? And saying always and never, like I said, those are two things that when you say these things, somehow, some way, you're going to be tested in those areas. And a lot of us can't pass the test. And I'm no different than you. A lot of times I find myself in situations where I cannot pass the test. And that's the reality of it. You should never tell your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, which is your wife, your husband, whoever you're creating a bond with, someone you got a friendship with, you should never tell them to shut up. Shut up tends to spit out in the middle of a fight or an argument, or when you're annoyed with something. And instead of you talking at a person, you need to learn how to talk to a person. Your words can either uplift and help, or they can tear down and destroy. You need to understand that in your relationship. In this season, whether you're going through a relationship, or you're in a friendship, or you're dealing with someone and y'all are creating a bond, or you're in a process of getting engaged, or if you're married, you need to understand that your words can either build someone up and uplift them, or they can destroy them by tearing them down. And it's very important. It's very imperative that you watch what you say, and you watch how you say what you say. And the next one, I would say, never tell your significant other, or you never express to someone that you love that they're pathetic. You should always avoid labeling your partner when it comes to your dissatisfaction of what they're doing. Whatever that is, whatever they may be doing that's not satisfying or pleasing to you, you should never use the word pathetic. You should never say, oh, well, you pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't good. You're not even good enough. You should stay away from those things. Stick to observations. Stick to things that you know that you can help someone else with. If you cannot help them, you are hindering them. And when it comes down to it, you have to be the bigger person, and you have to learn how to shut your mouth and be still. You have to learn how to avoid confrontation. And if you are gonna have confrontation, it needs to be good confrontation. And what I mean by that is you have to have a healthy balance of confrontation. There's nothing wrong with arguing. It's not, as long as it's healthy. But it's not okay to have the same argument over and over and over and over about the same things over and over and over. That's being repetitive. Another thing you want to stay away from, as far as your words are concerned, Stop telling your significant other, your partner, your in your relationship, your marriage, your friendship, or your bond. Stop telling people you have to do things, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. We together, so you have to do it the way I say do it, or you have to do this. And no, listen, you should never speak to your partner in an authoritarian manner. You should never do that. You should never make someone feel like a pet or a child. Never. Because at the end of the day, this is someone that you're building with. And in the process of you building, you definitely don't want to start treating them like they're your kids or they're your pets. That's a problem. That's a huge problem in relationships that I found today. A lot of y'all don't know how to talk to each other. Y'all talk at each other, and nobody is getting their point across because you're spending too much time yelling and you're spending too much time calling each other out your names, that you don't understand that you're destroying not only your relationship but the person that's standing right in front of you. Stay away from terms such as you're a failure. Hearing those words, or hearing words like those words, branding failure, is something that you are going to start to see. If someone tell you that you are failing, or you ain't bleep, you know the word they use. Once you hear that enough times, you will start to perceive in your mind that you're a failure. You will start gravitating to the word failure, and you won't be as successful in whatever it is that they're calling you a failure in, because now you're starting to believe it. Now it's starting to sink into your brain, and you're starting to believe that you're failing. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. Another thing that you really want to avoid, as far as your words are concerned, is stop telling each other, I wish I never got involved with you. I wish I would have never met you. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Bringing up a former lover or a relationship is about the worst thing you can do while you're with someone. Even if it's true, your partner will always believe you, in a sense. And what I mean by that is, even if your partner, or you're having a conversation with your partner, and you say, shoot, I wish I would have never met you. I should have stayed with such and such. What happens in that sense, your partner now feels very insecure in their space. So now they're starting to believe everything that you're saying. They're starting to believe that, okay, well, why am I with this person if he honestly and truly believes that I'm no better than the last person? And you have to avoid that. Stay away from that. Your words can hinder a person's growth, in a sense. You never take me out anymore. You never take me out anymore. This is something that I spoke on one of my regular videos that I put up on YouTube. And basically is learn how to date again. Learn how to date again. Learn how to date again. I cannot say that enough. You spend so much time with each other that you have to learn how to date each other again. You have to go out. You have to do things that does not concern your friends or your family. You need that one-on-one time to spend with someone, and you need to be able to cherish that time, because you never know when your time is up. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. So make sure that you're doing things to bring your relationship into a happier place, a better space per se. Being in a position to help cater to the relationship versus the person. Sometimes we spend too much time catering to a person's specific needs that we forget about the relationship aspect of it itself. Don't take this the wrong way, but that's something else. Excuse me, that's something else that you gotta watch. Don't take this the wrong way, but anytime you say that, complete honesty in a relationship can offer a serious backfire. And what I mean by that is, just because you're honest, open, and transparent doesn't necessarily mean the person is gonna receive it. That does not mean the person is gonna receive it how you're putting it out. And for me, being honest, open, and transparent is something that I take pride in, but understand that everyone isn't on that level that you're on. Everyone can't get to that level to where they're looking at things through your eyes. We all are different. Spend time learning what makes your significant other happy and what makes your significant other sad. So therefore, when it's time to be open, honest, and transparent, it comes off as genuine, because a lot of times it doesn't come off as genuine if they don't know your true intentions. Um, Stay away from saying your mother or your father, or you're just like your mother, or you just like your father. When you're mad, leave his or her parents out of it. Leave them out of it, because this will cause so many problems. Please, 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 please make sure that you understand that when you say that, or when you're, let me back. When you're with someone in a relationship, friendship, marriage, or bond, you have committed not only to that person, but to their family as well. You may not have committed to their family in the ways that you committed to that person, but that family becomes your family. If you get married, that person's family becomes your family, whether you like it or not. You guys are together. You should treat it as such. You should never bring anybody's parents into the fold, into the mix during an argument with your words. Never. Stay away from saying you don't care about me. Any language that is, I want to say any language that is demoralizing or demeaning to a person, you should stay away from it. As I counsel other people, as far as couples, as far as individuals, what I have found is we find things about ourselves that we don't like, and what we do is we project it on the other people. We spend a lot of our time dealing with our hurt by projecting our hurt on the other people. And what I mean by that is we attach our hurts to people. Well, such and such did this to me, so I'm gonna do it. Or such and such said this, so I'm gonna say it. And now you playing a tit for tat game. You trying to one up each other instead of build each other. Learn how to stop cutting each other down with your words and the things that you say, because eventually it's gonna come back to haunt you. Never tell a person to calm down and it's not that serious. Just because it's not serious to you does not mean it's not serious to them. You don't know what their day was like. You don't know what's going on in their head, and you don't know what's going on in their world. Just because you're with someone does not mean that they tell you everything that's going on, as they should, but they don't. Stop telling people to calm down in the middle of arguments or in the middle of things, because you don't know how it's gonna go. It may backfire. You telling a person to calm down, they may end up going a step higher or a step above and doing something totally different. So you got to be mindful of that. This is one that really, I would say, it hits home in a lot of ways. The one damaging thing that a lot of men do to women with their words is they complain about their significant other's weight. They don't complain directly, but it's indirect things that they'll say. Indirectly, they will make comments. And what happens is this lowers your significant other's self-esteem. This lowers your significant other's self-esteem. They think less of themselves. They don't spend enough time with themselves to know that even in the midst of things, you got with this person primarily because you seen where they were mentally, and it wasn't a physical thing. You were attracted to them, but you should have been with this person because of where you see them going. When you start looking at people for physical attributes, what happens is time will fade physically. Physical attributes will fade, and you are left with the heart of the person, or the mental state of this person. And what happens is, as men do this all the time. We'll go to the weight room and we'll complain that our significant others won't go. So we'll say stuff like, okay, babe, let's go to the weight room, or babe, let's go do this, or babe, let's go to the gym and do that. And indirectly, you're complaining about a weight problem that you don't even know that she may be struggling with. She may be trying to lose weight, but she's stressed out about some stuff that's going on. Mainly, it could be the relationship, it could be family, it could be friends. Stay away from you've gained weight. Stay also with your words. Stay away from sorry, but. Now, it's okay to apologize. And I tell people that all the time. Being in a relationship, being in a marriage, you're going to have to face tons of problems, or trials and tribulations, I will say. And it's up to you to understand that things happen. As things happen over time, um, you're gonna apologize. Mean it in the sincerest way possible. Understand that people look at that. Stop saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then adding that, "But you did such and such," or "But it wasn't this," or "It wasn't that." Learn how to apologize from an open and honest place. Learning that everything that's going on isn't the other person's fault. Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes it's things that you as a person don't know that you're doing. Sometimes it's not indirect things, it's direct things. Sometimes it's the other way. Sometimes it's not direct things, it's indirect things. Learning how to apologize without adding anything else to it. Learning how to say I'm sorry, and that's it. Own up to your own mistakes, your own faults. Own up to it. This is one that I struggle with the most. This is the one that I personally struggled with the most, with my words. I would always down myself. What did I do now? Stay away from what did I do now. Stay away from it. Because at the end of the day, when you start saying that, now you are putting yourself in a position to where your words are cutting yourself. Your words are cutting yourself. Stop doing it. Stop putting yourself in positions to where you are, in a sense, hurting yourself. You're hurting the relationship. You're hurting the people around you, because now you become Mr. Negativity or Miss Negativity. Stop it. These are things, like I said, that your words tend to get you in a lot of trouble. Watch what you say and watch how you talk to people. For me, my biggest thing is respect. I don't tolerate disrespect from no man, woman, or child, because I don't have to. And because I'm that stern with my respect, I respect other people. I give them that utmost respect. So even in your relationships that you have with people, understand that you must respect them. You must respect their time. You must respect their mental space. You must respect where they are in their process, because everyone isn't where you are. You can't expect people to be where you are, because they're not you. Some people are further along than you in their healing process, and some people aren't. It is not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to disrespect someone because they're not where you are. Understand, respect is key. Also, I would say, when it comes to words hurt, you need to understand that it's someone out there that will gladly take your place. Gladly take your place. You are not irreplaceable. You are not irreplaceable. You can be replaced. No matter what your title is. I've talked to, or I've helped people that are married that are going through divorce, people that are still married but going through problems, single people that are trying to be in relationships, couples trying to get to the next phase in their relationship. And literally all of these people, that I've talked to, that I've given words of encouragement, that I've helped motivate, helped mentor, and helped counsel, at the end of the day, they can walk away. They can walk away. Now, in a marriage, it's a little bit different, because of the covenant that you make with God, and your vows should mean something to you. But even then, it's certain circumstances and situations that'll make a person walk away from you. You are replaceable. You can be replaced. Learn how to control your mouth. Learn how to control your mouth. Stop saying crazy stuff to your person that you're with. Be a man. Be a man. Be a woman. Be woman. If you make a mistake, own up to the mistake and move on. Learn how to forgive and forget, because I spoke on that as well. Learning how to forgive and forget. Don't just forgive me. You got to forget the past. This is new. At this point, we're entering into a new phase of the relationship, the friendship, the marriage, and the bond, and you can't take that baggage. You can't take that old baggage into what we creating now. Learn that. Learn it. And I say that sternly because a lot of people that come to me that have situations arise in their friendships, their marriages, their bonds, and their relationships, they are holding on to baggage, holding on to bad baggage that somebody did 2-3 years ago. Stop doing it. On my Facebook live, I want to say it was the other day, I spoke on turning your obstacles into your overflow. Learn how to turn the obstacles in your life into overflow. That is something that you could work on with your partner. Instead of tearing them down, teach each other how to be each other's strongest points. So if my weak point is communication, I should be dating someone that is going to bring the best communication out of me. So therefore, now communication won't be my weak point. This is how you turn an obstacle into overflow. And like I said, words hurt. Be careful what you say to people, and be careful what, or not what, but how you say it, how you direct your comments towards people. In this season of your life, things are going to start to change, but you have to put forth the effort. You have to put forth the effort, and if you're going to be with someone, your effort should match. There is no reason for you to waste time with someone that's not matching your efforts. Whether you're in a friendship, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're in a marriage, whether you're in a bond, under no circumstances should you put yourself in a situation to where you guys aren't on the same page. Learn how to communicate effectively and efficiently. Just because you say something to someone does not mean that they understand it. They can hear you all day, but if they don't understand it, it does not matter. It does not matter if they do not understand it. They have to understand you, and you have to understand them. Sit down sometimes. Sit down. Learn how to shut your mouth and listen. Listen to each other. Listen, listen. Watch what you say. Watch how you say it.